Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network channel on YouTube. I'm your host, Mr. Prime Real Estate, Ric Davis.
And I'm your host, the Texas Real Estate King, LarryWBrooks.
Every week, the King and I will provide you exclusive access to our network of lenders, investors, and real estate professionals from both the commercial and residential real estate sectors.
Now, are you millionaire minded? Or maybe you're a millionaire in the making. Make sure that you subscribe so you can get connected to the network. And always remember, the Prime Real Estate Network, where millionaires are in the making.
Create wealth for generations.
What's up, Prime Real Estate Network listeners? It's your man, Larry W. Brooks, a.k.a. the Texas Real Estate King. Hey, when you get a moment, go ahead and go over to shoplwb.com. You can see the Pure Hustle merchandise that we had over there, some of our newer items that we have in stock, and of course, I got all the books that I've authored. I'd love for your support. You have a great day.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the Prime Real Estate Network Live. I'm your host, Ric Davis. If you don't follow me on social media, I invite you to do so at Prime Real Estate Ric. If you're looking to buy, sell, or invest in residential or commercial real estate anywhere in the great state of Texas, but especially here in our lovely city of Houston, you can reach me directly on Instagram at Prime Real Estate Ric. As always, it's a great day to be here with you and really excited about today's show. I want to give a huge shout out to everybody that's checking us out live on YouTube and Facebook. Leave us a question in the comments section and we may very well be able to get your question answered on today's show. I want to take a little time to introduce my co-host. He is not only a highly respected real estate broker. He's a multi-time author, serial entrepreneur, the proud proprietor of the Pure Hustle clothing brand, and the co-founder of Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm. I want to thank him so much for taking some time out of his schedule to sit in with us this week on the Prime Real Estate Network Live. And I'd like to introduce our co-host, the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks. How are you?
What up, Rick? I ain't got no complaints, man. It's another week, another time that we at it, man. And I just want to take a moment to give a shout out to everyone that continues to support the channel, everyone that continues to help us get to 1,000 likes and share the information that we're providing here. Those that come in and like and use our guests for their services, as well as visit the properties that they're offering and things like that. So I just want to say thank you to them, man. And it's been one of those kind of Julys, man. You just want to give thanks to in those instances.
No, for those members of our audience that check us out every week, man, they know how frenzied it is in this part of the calendar, especially in the real estate sphere, especially in the world of business owners and entrepreneurs. So just like we do every week, what's been going on in the world of the Texas Real Estate King? What's been going on behind the scenes over at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm? Just in general, what's going on in your world, bro?
Yeah, man. Now, we definitely just continuing to stay striding in growth when it comes to taking place over at Brooks and Davis Real Estate Firm, man. We just continuing to nurture and help our agents continue to find producing. And what that looks like for us is whatever it looks like for them, right? If it's a certain amount of closings, if it's just them wanting to be aware of it and finance and close their own transactions on their personal investments, that's fine as well. And as well, if it's a team and you're looking to grow your team, we really take one of our coaches over at Brooks and Davis, Michael Davis, really takes that serious on teaching and helping the teams grow in their expectations and stuff like that. So that's really what we've been over the last week, just really heavily pouring into. And not only that, just personally myself, just kind of staying focused, man. I got to just continue to lead generate myself, speaking to new agents and just trying to bring volume into the business, into the company for the agents, for people that are looking to grow when it comes to this real estate and being a licensee in the real estate business.
Every week, Mr. Brooks and I ask everyone in the audience to like, subscribe, share this episode, share our channel, because we've built a platform where we share not only tips, education, but we also open up our Rolodex of professionals and business partners so that the best and most reputable real estate professionals to work with in the state of Texas, and especially here in Houston. But one of the things that I am so excited about with this platform is that we're able to let our audience know where the real estate market is going and give them a preview. And one of the things that we've been discussing is how there's been a shift in the market, Mr. Brooks. Yeah. Ever since we shared with our audience that we felt as if a buyer market was upon us and that the market has shifted. You've seen a lot more social media notice, a lot more popular media talk about the shift in the real estate market.
Correct.
And today's guest is an expert as far as residential real estate sales and construction. So could you just share, Larry, a little bit about this week's guest, how we were able to gain this gentleman's commitment, and how important it is to have someone of his expertise on the show during a buyer's market?
Yeah, man, 100%, man. Today's guest is a personal friend. Believe it or not, I've known him, man, I can't even, over 20 years. And here's what that looks like. He was my very first listing when I got into this industry. When I got into this industry, I had my first opportunity to market a property, push it out to the world. This brother allowed me to was my very first listing. So he's appreciated in that aspect. But not only that, he's been in the real estate industry on our side of it before. And as you can see, he's taken it by storm, being on the building, the construction side of it now. And I'm just excited to have him on here, being able to pour into the audience. There's nothing like the incentives that come from new home construction. And, that's an inside track that the agents and the people on our platform that actually get a chance to focus on it, the business owners and things like that, they're going to find true value in everything that he's going to say today. So I'm excited that we're able to find some time. We've been trying to get this guy on here. I'm going to say that. We've been trying to get this guy on. He's been a hit or miss for at least 12 to 24 months. So to finally be able to narrow him down, to get him on the show, to get him in front of the audience, I'm excited about that.
Hey, look, without any further ado, I'd like to introduce this fine gentleman. As I mentioned before, he is an expert when it comes to residential real estate construction and the sales process. He is a real estate rock star with Perry Homes. I'd like to thank him so much for sitting in on the Prime Real Estate Network, and I'd like to introduce a fine member of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated, Mr. Kevin Scott. How you doing, yo?
Yo. Thank you for having me. Yeah, Larry, I didn't know that was your first listing, Larry. You handled it like a professional. I didn't even know until today.
I appreciate it, man. That's crazy. That was my first one many years ago, bro. That's wild, and I think about it.
Yeah.
I thank you so much, for allowing and entrusting Larry to handle that real estate listing transaction for you, K. Scott. But I think one of the things that we would like for our audience to grasp from Larry sharing that story is how experienced you are in real estate and how long you've been in the industry. Someone with your experience, K. Scott, you've seen market ebbs, market flows, you've seen buyers markets, sellers markets. So from your experience and the position you're in now with Perry Homes, could you describe for our audience what you see as the current real estate market and what type of value you see out there with potential new home buyers?
Perfect. Well, thank you for that wonderful introduction. To your point, Larry, I think that was maybe back in 2006. So, it's almost been 20 years, right? So, it's a long time, but thank you for that introduction. To your point, I've been real estate, been a realtor, and also been a broker owner. So I'm now on the new construction side. And so I've been in many of your shoes as a realtor on that side of the business. So as of right now, as we know, interest rates are right around, mid sixes. And so that's been a real big deterrent for a lot of buyers right now in the market. However, as with any market, there's always opportunity, right? There's opportunity on either side of that. So for me, I think it's very important to communicate just how important it is and how you can strategically position yourself to be a realtor, whatever your niche is, if that's on the investment side or if that's working with new buyers, right? So buyers can definitely take advantage right now because it is a buyer's market. Coming into new construction, that's definitely the way to go because builders are becoming much more innovative on offering incentives, especially on inventory homes. And so this is a time right now where, especially competing with resale, you can get into a brand new construction home with a warranty. Most times you can get it with incentives that will offer you closing costs that will buy down the interest rate so you don't have to combat that mid 6% interest rate. Or of course you can also use that to lower the price. But the most important thing to really impart upon your audience today is just that new construction is definitely going to give you the best bang for your buck in terms of how you can lower those entry costs into becoming a new homeowner. So that would be paramount that I would really want to stress to any of your audience members today.
And Kev, a random question that I have as I think about it. I remember as we've been going through some transitions through these years, a lot of times when inventory and new home construction was created, it was either created by somebody busting out or a deal not going through. But then, last year, over the last 24 months, we may have seen a phase where we didn't have enough property. So builders were building inventory. So where are we at with it right now? Are builders building inventory? Are we getting inventory because the homes not making it to the finish line? What are your thoughts? How are you seeing that take place nowadays?
Well, builders are always staying ahead of the curve, right? So to your point, it used to be a bust out, or it used to be some kind of mistake that led to, the inventory home. It was like a unicorn. And that was just an awesome opportunity for you as a realtor to say, hey, look, we can jump on this opportunity right now because the builder is trying to get rid of it. Well, builders got smart. They realized that most buyers were, hesitant to jump in the market based on interest rate. And then, of course, because the supply in Houston was under the 4-month national average, they said, well, you know what, why don't we crank out more inventory homes? And that gives us the opportunity to have enough supply for all these buyers. And so right now, what builders are doing is they're actually allowing us to pre-build and get ahead of the market. And so we're able to carry more inventory to always have more of a supply of available homes to move in within the next 30 days, 30 to 60 days for any of your buyers out there. So that's what the builders are doing, is stay smart, stay ahead of the game. And so what Perry does is that we have available inventory all over Houston, which is why I said, hey, let me be your Perry Homes matchmaker. I'm based out of Valencia and Manville, but I can sell inventory all over Houston. And so what makes that advantageous for you as a realtor is that because I've been in your shoes, I know how to walk and talk with your clients. And most importantly, those inventory homes are what are heavily discounted by builders. So builders are going to give more incentives, more money, take more off the price, because we're trying to move those homes within the next 30 days. And so that gives a substantial advantage to new construction over a resale listing.
Yeah, that says a lot, right? Because even as I think my way through it, and I ask my next question is because when you're going in and you're having to go out pick everything yourself, there's nothing wrong with that. So it's still a great thing. But at one point, it was taking like 8 months to go from zero to closing. What is that timeline now when people, if they do decide to go and pick their own dirt and things like that?
Yeah. So of course, every builder is going to have different timelines, and of course, depending on location and what type of home you're building. But for those of us who are in the business, especially going through COVID, some of those, to your point, Larry, some of those 6 to 8 month time frames turned into 12 to 14 month time frames, right? So the benefit now is that we have enough supply, we have our supply chain together, we have enough inventory. And so the standard build right now will still be about 4 to 6 months.
Okay.
And so
you may have a phone call.
However, the most important thing is that that allows you, and even as a buyer, to avoid some of those pitfalls that happen as you're waiting for your home to be built. So, things happen, financial hardships come up, credit dips for whatever reason. And so that prevents most buyers from obtaining their new home. So by going into a home knowing that it's only 30 days out, you only have 30 days to make sure everything is on the up and up. And especially from a realtor perspective, that's much less of a risk to you to bring your buyer to the finish line.
That's right. Agreed.
Kevin, I wanted to ask you this is because as you see here in your name and title, you represent Perry Homes and you're the Perry Homes matchmaker.
Yes, sir.
Larry and I, as long as we've been in real estate, we've done and worked and transacted with multiple builders and developers. But one of the things that Larry and I have always noticed is that Perry Homes as a company invest in not only their homes, but the communities, their neighborhoods, the subdivisions where they build. So could you just talk a little bit about the Perry difference? And with your experience, why is it that you choose to work with Perry when you could work with any builder in and around the area?
Definitely, definitely. So as I mentioned, I was on your side of the business, so I was able to see many builders. Won't name names, but many builders that had various levels of quality. Various levels of design, niche products, and what have you. But with Perry, what really stands out is that we consider ourselves to be the Lexus of home builders, right? So we may not be the flashiest, and that's fair. We know some other builders that have those wonderful rotundas. So as soon as a wife comes in and sees that rotunda, she's wild and she's amazed. We know exactly who that builder is, but we are the Lexus of home builders, meaning that our quality is impeccable. We have no problem standing behind our quality. So much, in fact, that we are the only builder that's going to give you a 24-month, 2-year warranty on your home. So every other home builder is going to give you a 12-month, which is standard. That's great, but we're going to give you a 24-month warranty on our homes and our products. Not only that, but we also have a 95% satisfaction rating from those people that buy a Perry home. So once you buy a Perry home as a realtor, you already know once your buyer buys a Perry, most oftentimes they go back and buy another Perry. So it's almost like you find have a Perry customer for life, and that's for a good reason, right? So the most important thing that I also want to add to it is Perry is a quality home builder that only goes into the most prestigious of the neighborhoods. So any neighborhood that you find a Perry home is going to have all the amenities. It's going to have a fitness center. It's going to have pool. It's going to have community center. Oftentimes now we're even building into communities that have golf courses, dog parks. So we're always going to be in a community where your investment is going to gain equity and is going to be a great investment that you can sell over time without having a lot of other repairs that you would have with other builders.
Appreciate you, man. I thank you so much, man, because there are so many communities and home builders. And to your point, especially when you get to those higher end prestigious communities, there are usually competitive builders in the model part. So
Definitely.
one of the things that I wanted to definitely give you an opportunity to do is to help to separate, to help kind of clear the fog for when people go in these communities that they know what to expect when they see a Perry sign. So
Exactly.
I want to thank you so much, Kev, man. Larry and I have such a long background, which we've worked with you, and we know so much about you, but we want to give the members of our audience every opportunity to meet, greet, and interact with you in person. So, Mr. Scott, for the members of the Prime Real Estate Network audience that love to meet, greet, and interact with Mr. Kevin Scott in person, when, where, and how could that happen?
Well, hey, right now I'm in Valencia, out there in the Manville community, right next to Manville High School. It's one of our newest communities, so you can come see me anytime. We also host many CE classes for realtors as well as for brokers. We actually are hosting a series of new construction sales instruction. So if you're a broker, hey, send your new agents my way, or even some of your seasoned agents, send them my way, learn some new tricks of the trade, learn some new jargon to help them sell their buyers on the benefits of new construction. You can call me anytime, 713-819-9199, or you can email me at kevin.scott@perryhomes.com. But most importantly, hey, I come to you. I was a realtor, so I try to make things super easy for you guys. I send out inventory sheets via text almost every week, just to let you know what the inventory is for Perry Homes. I know, Larry, you're on the distribution. So, and it's not only just for my community. I send it out for Houston and surrounding areas. So you have at least 6 territories that you can use at your fingertips to show your buyers what's out there, what's in the market, what's going on. And of course, let me be the one to be your plug. Let me be your Perry Homes plug, and I'll do all the heavy lifting for you.
And that's one of the things. Another thing, Kev, I want to compliment you on, man. Like when you've gotten in there, I've really seen I've been able to see more of Perry growing in that community. And it's because you're doing a lot of those CE classes as well. So I commend you on being able to, bring in experts in order to continue to teach and instruct realtors on how to better their business, how to better their relationships with new home builders, and how to move properties in that direction. I definitely commend you on that. I've really seen that market blow up since you've started doing things like that, man. So I commend you on bringing that strategy in.
I appreciate it. I appreciate it. You know, it's a tough market, man. So, you know, like I said, I've been in your shoes before, and I understand, especially when you're dependent on you know, some sales and some things, you know, fall out or what have you. And with the market now, everybody's confidence, especially looking at these interest rates, are a little low. But you know, this is also a great time to buy, because as interest rates decrease, of course, those home prices are going to increase, right? So it's always a bit of a timing game. And as we always used to say, hey, you know, marry the house, date the rate. And so we are working to really alleviate and let that wall down for a lot of the new buyers entering the market.
No, man, you're absolutely correct, Kevin. I want to thank you so much for your candor and transparency. We will continue to inform our audience about everything that's going on with you, Kev, and everything that's going out at Perry Homes. Please keep Larry and I at the top of mind when you have these CE classes. We would love to let everyone at the brokerage know so that they can have perfect attendance over there, man. So thank you so much for your time, Newt, man. It's an honor and a pleasure as always. Hey, unless we run into you over at the golf course or something like that, man. Man, thank you so much for sitting in with us.
All right. Thank you, brothers. And y'all have a good day.
Appreciate
you. Yo. Mr. Brooks, man, look, you know, it's always good when we're able to get a chance to have a conversation with K. Scott. We don't often get the chance to do it on the record, on the show. So it's great to have our audience share a little bit of some of the sidebar conversations that we've had with Kevin over the years, man. Appreciate you for making that happen. Thank you so much for sitting in. And what was it about this conversation with Mr. Kevin Scott that might have been a highlight for you, Mr. Brooks?
Well, like I was saying to Kev on the show, I really have seen like the growth in that. You know, my son went to Manville High School, so I've had a chance over the last 4 years to really just see the growth. See the growth of the community, the space, and everything out there. But one of the things, I've actually been able to visit Kevin's community several times, and I've been to some of the CE classes. And so here's the thing: we're not just bringing out regular instructors. He has Realtors of the Year that are coming out and teaching some of these CE classes. Shout out to Rob Cook, a good friend of the program, a good friend of mine. But we're having people that have seen success in this business that are coming out and teaching these CE classes that we as real estate professionals need as we grow our business and as we relicense up. So it's a great opportunity to come out and visit a community that is growing, that's prospering. And then not only that, one of the things that Kev said is he's able to help service you anywhere that Perry sells homes. If they have inventory, so that's an inside tracker. That's like a plug that you don't even know as a realtor that you need. So you definitely want to stay connected when it comes to that. And again, there's just so many growth opportunity of just teaching and strengthening realtors or real estate professional licensees on how to be better at their business by participating in some of those CE classes that they offer out there, as well as knowing the community and stuff like that. So that's what I really took away from it. That's what I think that is going to sit strong with the audience and licensees out there.
No, that's outstanding. I agree, man. Once again, great job by you. Great job by Mr. Kevin Scott. Huge shout out to Jay Joseph, our super producer behind the ones and twos. As always, the Texas Real Estate King and myself, we offer our full undivided attention. You can reach us by cell phone, email, Instagram, DM, or you can stop by the Brooks and Davis Education and Training Center at 2600 South Loop West, Suite 310, Houston, Texas, 77054. Before we sign off this week, Mr. Brooks, is there anything you'd like to leave our audience in closing, sir?
Y'all have a great weekend.
Hey, look, on behalf of myself, Ric Davis, and the Texas Real Estate King, Mr. Larry W. Brooks, once again, we would like to thank Mr. Kevin Scott of Perry Homes. Until next Thursday, when it's time for the Prime Real Estate Network Live, everyone in our audience, please be safe and be blessed.
Be blessed.